Are back again, and today we'll be building on a Netflix documentary that I just watched called Shooting Guards. Right, it features Gilbert Arenas, NBA player, right, one of the best scorers, probably the greatest scorer in DC history as far as the Washington Wizards go, right, and Javaris Crittenton, a young player that was, I think, in his either his rookie or his second year. But the moment that they had in the locker room where they brought the guns into the locker room, right, and it was a black eye on David Stern's NBA, right? David Stern was the commissioner of the NBA at the time, and David Stern kept the NBA clean. This is a product for children, right? It's a family product. I don't want to say just for children, but it's a family product, right? Because this helps sponsors, right? Sponsors, America, especially in the '90s, was a more conservative based country, and a more conservative Christian based country, and we wanted to keep the NBA that way because sponsors kept it clean. This is back in the day where you had street guys like guys from Coney Island like Stephon Marbury and Sebastian Telfair. They told Sebastian Telfair like his brother and them was giving him like the like don't even get a tattoo, right? Keep your image squeaky clean on some Michael Jordan, right? The way Michael Jordan kept his image squeaky clean was good for the sponsors. Everybody loves Mike, right? And Mike played that game. Mike wasn't perfect, but Mike played the game with keeping his image squeaky clean because it's good for business, it's good for the product, right? Now David Stern is trying to fight off this hip hop epidemic that's coming into the NBA, right? The unapologetic hip hop image, right? Street culture that began to plague the NBA in the 1996-1997 draft because that's when Allen Iverson came into the league. When Allen Iverson comes into the league, right? So I'm gonna catch you up real quick before we get into this documentary. Iverson uh, was one of the top players coming out of high school, right? But Iverson caught a case, and he got hit with that thug. He got hit with the thug stigma, and it was attached to his image for a long time, right? Um, so a lot of schools want to take chances on him, but Coach Thompson, RIP, legendary Coach Thompson, took a chance on Iverson and brought him to Georgetown, right? Georgetown in DC, and Thompson wanted to keep Iverson's image squeaky clean, right? So when Iverson came was in college, you didn't see the tattoos, the cornrows, none of that, right? You didn't see that element. He kept that clean, and it helped him when he went into the draft. He got drafted number one, despite having all his issues uh, prior to that, right? Once Iverson gets into the league, now he got the money. Now he's unapologetic with it, right? Tattoos is coming, the cornrows is coming, the baggy jeans is coming. He's saying, I don't want to do I don't want to do the Michael Jordan squeaky clean image. I want to do this. I want to keep it 100% raw. He dropping rap albums. David Stern had to stop him from dropping his rap album. He saying street. He rapping about street shit. I even know a couple bars. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the answer, do mad dirt. Won't hesitate to put in work. Verbal hand trigger. What you up, nigga? Let's see your figures. Is this all you got in your little bank account? Entrepot nigga bounce. Come back with a much larger amount. And I still run whatever you got in it. Whatever you spend it with tenant. I know it's shit, man. When I was a kid, I be telling niggas that I've been doing this basketball NBA shit for a long time. And Iverson was one of them guys, my nigga. And I knew Iverson, so I fucked with Iverson so heavy that I even knew the bars, nigga, to the album that didn't even drop. Feel me? But that's besides the point. So again, back to the point. Stern is trying to keep this thug image out of his league. So he coming up with the dress code. You know what I'm saying? Trying to tell Iverson, nah, you can't, because niggas is following Iverson. Right? We always talk about the nigga kingdom. In the nigga kingdom, whoever's on top, that's who everybody follow. Right? So niggas is following Iverson, and Iverson, is like a branch off of Tupac. Right? Got the tattoos. He you know what I'm saying? He leading, and Tupac was Iverson was rocking with Pac heavy. You know what I'm saying? So the thug image is getting now it's in the NBA, and now since he's on top, everybody start to follow him. Mike leaving, right? So that's all happening in DC. Now let's fast forward, right? Let's fast forward a little bit to the incident that this documentary is covering, which is the DC Washington Wizards event that happened in the locker room with Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton, where the two players drew guns on each other, right? Brought guns into the locker room, a huge no-no, especially with David Stearns trying to fight this uh, nigga street culture that's plaguing into the NBA now, right? Got to stop this, right? Um, because I want to say a couple years prior to that, this is when the Indiana Pacers jumped in the crowd and beat up some of the fans in Detroit, right? So, when I was a kid, you had the Portland Jailblazers, right? It's one of my favorite squads ever. You had Rasheed, you had Bonzi Wells, you had Jermaine O'Neal, Eau Claire, you know what I'm saying, Columbia. I believe he went to Eau Claire. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to keep all this out. He's trying to keep all this out, right? He's trying to keep this down. Now, before the DC, Washington Wizards were called the Wizards, they were named the Bullets, right? It was the Washington Bullets in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s. And the reason that they had to change that name from the Bullets was because the Bullets was doing Rayful Edmond, Big Time Dope Boy, just passed away, right? After doing all that time in prison. He had the whole DC on lock. You know what I'm saying? And he was giving money to Alonzo Mourning, giving money to the players at Georgetown, you know what I'm saying? And Coach Thompson, legendary Coach Thompson, stepped to him and asked him not to do that. Yo, stay away from our players. Yo, keep your shit away from our players, respectfully. And Rayful Edmond did that. You know what I'm saying? So this DC being the violent crime rate that it had, so many young black men dying and getting killed, to gun violence, which black Americans still to this day lead in gun violence, right? Especially young black males. DC said we're gonna change the name from the Washington Bullets to the Washington Wizards, right? The irony, but language is everything, right? Now we're gonna look at now we're gonna actually get into the documentary, right? Now one thing that I peeped about the documentary is because I want you to watch it, right? You gotta understand that these two figures that crossed paths in this locker room came from totally different backgrounds, right? Javaris Crittenton is from the projects in Atlanta, Georgia, right? Atlanta, Georgia, on the East Coast, right? The East Coast. And he was raised by all women, right? All strong black women, no father. And even his mom said in the documentary, she say, some things you just can't teach a man. Some things you need a father for. Today is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all my fathers out there. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down, right? Today is a great day. And even if you're not in your kid's life, it's never too late to start now, right? To start now, right? Kids are forgiven, right? So make up on that time, right? And to all the fathers that ain't here no more, and people who lost their father, you know what I'm saying? Take the day to really reminisce on them, and appreciate the time that you did have with them, right? And for the ones that are here, appreciate the time that you do have with them while they're still here in the physical. Right now, in this documentary, his mother, Javaris Crittenton, I'm gonna be chopping his name up through this whole joint, but y'all know who I'm talking about, right? His mom said that even though he did well in life, he never had a father, and he needed that. So she's hinting at Javaris Crittenton never having discipline from a father. He never had a discipline from a father. Back in the day, if you grew up like that, your mom would send you in a black household. Your mom would send you to the military to get the discipline. Right, and then the military drill sergeant become almost like a father figure to you. Teach you how to make up your bed on time. Teach you how to brush your teeth on time. Teach you how to be punctual. Right. Excuse me. Now back to the lesson again. So these guys are coming from different backgrounds because when you look at Gilbert Arenas' upbringing, Gilbert Arenas was raised by his father, no mother. Right, and he was not raised in the projects. He was raised in Hollywood with his father, who was around Chuck Norris and He said Chuck Norris, Claude Van Damme, some of the '80s actors, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I'm saying? So, Javaris Crittenton grow up rough, and he thinks to be a man you have to do it like this. I gotta be extra masculine. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be extra nigga. Who you talking to? Extra in his ego because he didn't have a father. So he carried that chip of, what he think a man is, how you think a man is supposed to be, his manhood. Now, on the other hand, Gilbert Arenas' father is a bodyguard for Mike Tyson. So his father deal with the masculinity to to the extra level, right? Because I mean, you a bodyguard for Mike Tyson, he a big nigga too. Nigga know karate and shit. So Gilbert Arenas more than likely don't come from a soft father, but he never had the mother. He never had the mother. So he act out in different ways to not have a mother. See what I'm saying? So he do things to get attention. He want attention. Right? His dad was a busy man, probably in Hollywood all the time, doing this, doing that. It's just him and his father. Mom gone. Gilbert Arenas do jokes. He's a class clown type of guy. He do silly shit. So, and he's doing this all for attention, subconsciously, right? So all the jokes that he does is to get attention. He has a lot to prove. His dad probably didn't give him enough attention because his dad was always doing films, doing Hollywood stuff, and Gilbert Arenas is growing up rich, but he needs attention. He needs attention, right? It's always a battle with the inner child. So Javaris Crittenton don't have a father, and he's raised by women, so he carries the extra ego masculinity element of nigga, don't play with me. I'm about my respect. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. He don't want to be disrespected because his ego, since he didn't have a father, tells him that you always have to prove to the point that you are a man since you were raised by women. So now he carries this ego chip like most niggas do raised by women, where they become over masculine and the ego leads them into evilness, right? Now, Gilbert Arenas is the total opposite, right? He does the jokes and the laughter and the playing and all that because he wants attention. Because his mother was not around for whatever reason, the documentary didn't touch on it, and his father was busy, so he does things. He acts out to get attention. He plays jokes to get attention. He says things to get attention. These are both inner childs inside of them that are missing a element from missing a parent, from a missing parent that they carry from that childhood into adulthood, right? Now, when Gilbert Arenas is drafted, he does the class clown thing too. What do you want to be when you get to the league? I want to be an international pimp, international player. That's what he said, and his draft stock dropped. Right, so he made his life harder because of his antics and his need to be seen, his need to be, somebody look at me. Nobody ever paid me attention, so somebody look at me. And this is why he does the antics that he does during those times. Right, he's the big jokester, clown, because he wants to be attention because he didn't get the attention that he needed from his mom or from his father. Right, and Javaris Crittenton, because they both had struggles, right? Although Gilbert Arenas was a much better player, Gilbert Arenas had to go the harder route because of his antics and his BS playing, right? But once he got into the position in Washington, he became a star and it became his team. And then when he got the power, then and the money, then he became more of a clown. Right, it got so broad you couldn't tell him nothing. But this is just his inner child of, hey, I need to be seen. Hey, I need to be seen. I'm the joke guy. I need to be seen. He's not missing masculinity, because he's raised by a masculine father. He's not afraid of it. Gilbert Arenas not afraid of nobody. I could peep that from him. However, he needs to be seen. He still has to prove that, hey, look at me. Look at me. I didn't get the attention that I needed, So now look at me, right? That's his element. Now put a pin in that, and let's look at Javaris Crittenton. Javaris Crittenton gets drafted to the Lakers, and Gilbert Arenas takes like as a joke, right? Because he's always had money and he's always never really heard it for nothing, right? So he everything is a joke to him, and that's how he deals with his pain. Like he said, Now Javaris Crittenton has a serious demeanor because he's raised by women and he wants to prove his masculinity, his ego. He's ego strong, right? He thinks he's a man. He thinks he's a leader, right? But leaders don't join gangs. Leaders may start gangs, but leaders don't join gangs. That's another story for another subject, another story for another time. Now Javaris Crittenton gets drafted to the Lakers, right? And he's upset because he doesn't get to play right away. That was his ego also. Instead of wanting to work his way up, he feels like I got drafted and I deserve to play right away, right? As far as Gilbert Arenas just goes out there and says, well, it is what it is. I'm gonna just do this and do that and do that. They're two different personalities, and this serious personality, this egotistical maniac personality that Javaris Crittenton developed in those projects growing up without a father, right? Needing to prove himself, needing to always show, hey, I'm the top dog, I'm the man, I'm alpha male, but you ain't getting to play. It hurt him. Even though he was young, it hurt him. Now, he begins to see everywhere you go, there you are. That's the theme of this whole. That's the theme of this whole subject. Everywhere you go, there you are. Now, this kid from the projects in Atlanta, that's a mind state. That's a mind state. Growing up with no father, and everything that entered his mind traveled with him across the country to L.A. Now he got $1 million. Now he got all this, but he still got the project mentality. And this is how these rap niggas with all this money still end up dying like a broke project nigga with no money. Because the mind is poisoned from the projects. You gotta remember that the project is nothing but an open air prison. Right? In the same way your uncle come out of jail after 20 years of incarceration and his mind is gone. Right? He's institutionalized, right? It's the same way when you grow up in the projects out of the hood for 18 years and then you leave and your mind is still institutionalized. So no matter where you go until you clean that mind up, it's going with you. So yeah, he got the money and all that, but he went to LA and started, doing the nigga shit. I got to get a chain, I got to do this, and then he ran into niggas and niggas robbed him. Right? Niggas robbed him. But you should have been focused on the game anyway. You shouldn't even been out that late. I'm not making no excuse for niggas deserve to have fun and deserve to buy things and niggas shouldn't snatch it off their necks. Right? However, you gotta understand you got a job. And when you out here doing things out of town, you moving crazy, niggas might rob you. Next thing you know, he joining the gang. I don't know if he was in the gang before that, but think about this: rich niggas joining gangs. See the mindset? Project, even if you give these niggas the money. That's why they say poverty is also a mindset. It's a real thing, but it's also a mindset. Because $1 million nigga joined a gang full of broke niggas for the most part. It's a mindset. Protection, whatever. But the point is, that's what you did. So even before he crossed paths with Gilbert Arenas, he's already on a path to destruction. Don't get that twisted. He already got the C tatted on his rib. He already got robbed. He already gang banging. He already got a project mindset that came from Atlanta. And he wants to be a man and prove he's a man, but he's really just a lost boy. Right? Searching to prove his masculinity and his manhood to himself and to other men. Now, Javaris Crittenton gets a chance to go to Washington, right? He's not gonna play in L.A. He got in trouble in L.A. David Stern probably heard about it. David Stern know everything going on in L.A. Probably heard that he was in the gang. Shit that nigga out. Sent him to D.C., right? When he get to D.C., he's embraced by uh the Wizards, right? The Wizards organization led by Gilbert Arenas, and Gilbert Arenas is the big star, right? And but he's a jokester, he's a prankster. Remember he's also a lost child. He's also a lost child, doing antics and silly stuff just to be seen because he wants the attention. Even though he's getting it, right? He still wants the attention because he didn't get it from mom and daddy. Look at me, now, daddy. I'm a star. I'm a star. That's why I'm doing all this silly shit. Now, Javaris Crittenton gets there, and you know, he he looks up to Gilbert Arenas originally, right? He looks up to Gilbert Arenas originally. Now the thing about the NBA, right, is NBA is does have some street guys in it, right? And the street guy carry the nigga don't play with me mentality. But a lot of NBA players are just cool ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? They just cool ass niggas. Like Gilbert Arenas, just a cool ass, goofy, uh, jock type niggas. You got them type of niggas, and then you got the street niggas who made it into the NBA, right? Crittenton is a street nigga that made it into the NBA, right? So he in here playing with all these silly ass niggas, and you know what I'm saying, and they doing all this silly shit, and it's all good. They can accept that. That's just how Gilbert Arenas is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But Javaris Crittenton is a street. He carried the street nigga identity, and he not gonna go for that, right? So now I'm gonna show you how the nigga mentality travels with you no matter where you at, literally, right? So there's something you have to clean up, all right, to catch you wherever you at. So in the NBA, niggas is gambling, right? Niggas want to gamble. It is what it is. Gambling is legal. You can go to casinos everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Now these boys gambling on the plane instead of focusing on, you know what I'm saying, the next team they gotta play, whatever. These niggas gambling on the plane, right? Get into it over some money. That's how this whole shit start. Nigga moment, right? That's no different from niggas having dice games on the block. Niggas fighting over tongue in the hood. You know what I'm saying? These niggas having they on private planes, you know, that billionaires is paying for, and these niggas on here fighting over money. Card games, right? And Javaris Crittenton jump into some that really don't have nothing to do with him, allegedly, over a debt, a card game debt, and he jump in and try to push the alpha male stuff. Hey, get that nigga his money back, such and such, such and such, such and such. Gilbert Arenas wake up. This is where the alpha males meet. Gilbert Arenas wake up, say, nigga, and my nigga, I'm the leader of this team, nigga. You just got here, nigga. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Leave it alone. And, the ego, Javaris Crittenton could have just said, yo, all right, whatever, bro. I'm going to leave it alone, right? Whatever, nigga, you got it. You got it, bro. I'm just trying to hoop. I ain't going to get into it with the leader of the team because I'm just trying to hoop. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we done got me fired or something. And at the same time, Gilbert Arenas could have just been like, hey, yo, I'm gonna get this nigga up out of here if he try me again. As far as like going to the office and front office and saying, hey, yo, this dude is a nutcase. You know what I'm saying? He trouble. He a locker room cancer. We got to get him out of here. No, both of them use their ego to clash, and it continues from a game that neither one of these niggas is even playing in. Right? They arguing more than the niggas who playing in. So what that tell you? They really had underlying issues of this is alpha male shit. Alpha males clashing. But they're really just the weakest niggas in the locker room, but they trying to prove that they are the strongest niggas in the locker room. Right? So soon after that, the nigga moment, it turned into threats. Right? Gilbert Arenas said he gonna set Javaris Crittenton car on fire. Right? And then, Javaris Crittenton say, nigga, I ain't the nigga to play with, nigga. I play with them guns. I play with hammers, nigga. I'm a crip, nigga. What you talking about? I ain't one of them. I'm not no NBA playing type nigga. Don't play with me like that. And Arenas, he take life for a joke. His whole life been a movie. Daddy was an actor. He say, well, okay, well, I'll bring you the guns and see if you do it then, nigga. If you really like that, then do it. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring you the guns. The next day, uh, you know, DeForest Crittenton come to the locker room strapped up with his gun. Some nigga shit, the Washington Bullets. Right? Washington Bullets. He said, I'm gonna come with the gun. He come with the gun tucked. And when he get there, Gilbert Arenas got 3 hammers laid out on the seats of the locker room. So when they meet each other, like, what's up, nigga? You said you was gonna shoot me, nigga. Here go 3 guns. That's Gilbert Arenas. And as far as Crittenton say, what, nigga? I got my own guns. And pull and draw the hammer. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga moment is right there. Boom. The whole locker room like, what the fuck? You know, nigga could literally die in his locker room right now. You know, according to Andre Blash and some of the other players on the team, they say after that it was over. You know what I'm saying? Both of them settled the score as far as like, all right, you know, respect. You ain't gonna back down, I ain't gonna back down, but we ain't gonna take it as far as that, because now we both know what we'll take it to. Right? Allegedly, that was the end of the situation. It's supposed to stay in the locker room. But it didn't. It didn't stay in the locker room. You know, because everybody in the locker room ain't getting paid the same. So, you know, that's the thing about the NBA, NFL. Somebody getting top dollar, somebody on the team getting bottom dollar. Somebody on the bottom dollar more than likely sold the story to one of the top news leakers, right? And the David Stern's league is now getting another black eye for this thug shit, this nigga shit that played this since '96, right? So, you know, Gilbert Arenas' career is, both of them get suspended 50 games. DeForest Crittenton, he out the league. He blackballed out the league, and he ain't did enough. Gilbert Arenas gets another shot, but his career in his prime is basically over. After that, you know, he got a black eye. He's done. He become a journeyman, and you know that was a wrap for him. Gilbert Arenas go on to, you know, better his life, raise his children. His son is now going to Arizona, I think, or USC. You know, he got his own podcast. He's doing his thing. DeForest Crittenton go back to the streets, right? Go back to Atlanta. Everywhere you go, there you are. As soon as he out the league, he got his bread. Now mind you, this nigga got in trouble in L.A. Got robbed in L.A. He had a bad attitude in L.A., right? Then got to D.C. Same, get into it in D.C. Was it his fault totally? Yes and no. Gilbert Arenas is a nigga that play too damn much, but DeForest Crittenton, his ego mentality of, man, y'all niggas ain't playing with me, right? That he learned in the projects, really just, you know, you can't approach business like you in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You can't, and that's something I had to learn myself, right? We can't deal with everything that we was taught to deal with things in the streets sometimes the wrong way. I'm not saying you let niggas step on your toes and all that, but you got to learn that it's a way to deal with certain shit, right? You can't deal with everything the way niggas deal with it in the projects. This is what Jay-Z was trying to teach Beanie Siegel back in the day, right? Can't scare off the money. Can't scare off the money. So DeForest Crittenton go back to Atlanta, right? And now you got rich nigga back in the projects, right? He wanna rock $1,000 jewels and $100,000 jewels all around bum ass niggas, broke ass niggas, right? They snatched the chain from him again at a barbershop allegedly, you know. And he tried to go instead of doing it, you know, the street, you know, he instead of calling the police, whatever. I think he did call the police. So I don't want to say that. I only watched it one time, you know what I'm saying. However, he ends up doing his own research, you know what I'm saying, trying to find out who did it and get the shit back. He called a nigga who he found out who did it. He called a nigga, let him know, like, hey bro, I'm on your ass about that, nigga. Just get that jewelry back. You know? Then the street nigga say, you know, young street nigga say, man, fuck that nigga, get that shit in blood. In so many words. Like, you ain't getting that shit back. They don't give a fuck who you is, nigga. It is what it is. You got caught slipping, charge it to the game. You know, so you know, Crittenton go on, you know, he blasting shit, trying to let the nigga know what time it is. I ain't just no NBA playing nigga. I'm a street nigga. He get the butt, you know, he shoot up the shot. He shoot up somebody's crib, and then, you know what I'm saying, on another mission, trying to hit him again. He let off another hammer, and and kill a innocent black woman in the process. That was with the robber. So he shot the wrong nigga. He shot the wrong person. Innocent bystander, black woman with 4 kids. Right now, he goes to jail, right, for this crime, and does, I want to say, 10 years. Only 10 years because what I'm saying, this exposed the judicial system, right? Rich man kills poor woman, mother of 4. 10 years, you out. That's the judicial system, right? It's all about money. It's all about money. Now, the reason I needed to touch on that was because, for one, Javaris Crittenton got robbed in L.A. by black people. He got robbed in Atlanta by black men, right? So, um, this highlights that this issue with so much self-hate in our community, no love in our community for each other. If you're doing successful, you can get knocked down, you can get robbed and all that. Uh, this is an issue with Andre Emmett. You know, Andre Emmett, legendary Texas Tech player, robbed and gunned down. Outside his house by two black men he ain't know. So NBA players are targets. Successful black men are targets, and they targets by unsuccessful black men. And I think that's a sad thing also, right? So, Javaris Crittenton didn't ask to get robbed, and he was innocent in that sense, uh, but he was around niggas in the projects, and you just can't do that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But it's the mentality that he still had to draw him back to that place that he rose so high above. He was away from that, but it was something that kept drawing him back to that. See, that's the ego thing, to still prove that he needs to go back. Right? This is all your nigga shit, your institutionalized shit. The rapper that gets on and he gotta go back. You work so hard to get away from that shit, and now you gotta go back. And when you go back, something bad happened to you. What was you trying to prove? Why is a rich man trying to prove to broke people? Why does he care what broke people think? You in search for something. You searching for to be appreciated, to get that attention. That's the ego. See, this is all a story of ego. This is all a story of ego crashing out. And that's why the Shooting Guards documentary is unique to me, because you have two men from totally different walks of life, both just innocent children on the inside searching for attention and for respect, and they cross paths, and you get your NBA's biggest nigga moment, right? And it's a sad thing. It's sad because both careers were cut short prematurely over some stupid shit. And they was millionaires, so even millionaires could run into this nigga shit. This is a mentality, right? Elijah Muhammad said that, the white man made the nigga, right? God made the black man, but the white man made the nigga, right? And that's, the nigga is a mentality. It's a creation. When you hear them niggas rapping you hear the niggas rapping about killing each other and all that. That's the nigga. They're caught up in materialism and all that. That's the nigga. Pull up in the whip with your bit. That's the nigga. You know what I'm saying? And this mentality has plagued our people for many years. And it's to the point where we see, even if you're successful, even if you're in the suburbs, this mentality can get a hold of you, and it holds you back. Right? But, also too, it showed the element of the missing parent. The missing parent element. Gilbert Arenas missing his mother. His father always at work, right? He needs to be seen. He needs the attention. He plays too much because he wants the attention. Javaris Crittenton missing his father, not having no discipline. Growing up around women, feeling like I got to try extra hard to show men that I am a man. This is ego, and the ego is evil, and it destroys men, right? It destroys men. Sometimes it's better to walk away. And on that note, family, I hope you check out that Netflix documentary. You know, I hope you seen everything that I seen, right? It's a lesson in ego. Uh, on that note, family, we out. Peace.